Hey everybody, it's your girl Miracle Sims and welcome. Come on in. Let's get more truth and tinfoil. All right, no, your girl is not rocking no tinfoil hat, but look, I did what I do. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Femme Jean. You know what I'm saying, for my nice silver head wrap. But yeah, man, good stuff going on. Get in here. Let's have this conversation. This is our conspiracy theorist party. So come on in, digital party goers, digital love seekers. Shout out to those people that responded to our poll earlier this week asking. Long story short, I saw this post on social media talking about conspiracy theorist party, and I'm like, you know what? People should be doing that. Like, and what from what I saw, basically, individuals are getting together, pulling up stuff on their TVs, whatever the case may be, and having conversations about it. And so, I shared that in our community, and I was like, "Hey, love seekers, do y'all want to do that? Should we do that?" And y'all said yes, overwhelmingly. So here I am to kick it off on this last day of April. This new series, Truth and Tinfoil. We're going to take a deep dive into some of the things that Allie has answered, questions that she's answered over the years, things that people feel like are conspiracy. And we can have a conversation if y'all want to come in with me, get your tinfoil hats, whatever, come on in if you want to. But if not, whatever, I'm just going to point it on the screen. I'm going to put these things on the screen so you guys can see them, because I understand that, again, those that aren't able to follow her on Instagram, then you may not know what I'm talking about. And so a lot of people are asking questions here on the GSL platform that we try to answer for y'all. But at the same time, some of these things are things that honestly, you just need Allie's answer. You know what I'm saying? And so the best way for me to do that is to just show you, right, what she said about different things. And she's done this so many times. Like I said, since she went viral, she's answered so many questions that people had to ask about her, about what she went through, just things that she may know or whatever the case may be. And so I'm just going to try to present some of these things to you guys a little bit at a time. I can only present like 10 things at a time on this program. So, we're going to try to do that at least maybe once a month. We'll see if y'all like it. If y'all want me to do it more often, then, I'm open to it. I'm open. But right now I'm just going to say once a month, because, I got the weekly talk show coming out. I got daily inspiration that's not coming out video form, but I am, doing a text version of daily inspiration these days, the juice. And so that's in our community. And I just got a lot of stuff going on, is what I'm saying. So I say all that to say I got other things going on that I can't be sitting here every day talking to you all about this, unless the Lord see fit for me to do that. I don't know, but I'm here today to kick it off, and y'all let me know how y'all feel about it, and if y'all like it or whatever the case may be. Let's take a look at 10 questions, 10 things that people have asked Allie over the years, that she, gave the answers to. And like I said, this is her words, her voice, her stuff. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I might have to let y'all read for yourself some of the stuff, because I try to look real holy out here. You know what I'm saying? No, but so some of her answers may not be squeaky clean or whatever the case may be, but she answers in her way, and she's her. You know what I mean? So we're gonna give grace and mercy to people that need grace and mercy, and I hope that this helps, man. I hope this really helps people understand. Yes, Allie more, but then also just this whole situation. You know what I mean? And just give us something to think about, right? Talk about, think about. I'm not trying to convince nobody. I'm not trying to sit here and act like, yes, Allie said it, so it's true. Look, it ain't nothing like that, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, I suggest that everybody go pray, right? Go do your own research, all of that stuff, right? So at the end of the day, we can take it all with a grain of salt. I'm just giving you guys what her responses was to the questions. And speaking of that, man, I just very, very interesting, man, that people, they ask her all these things as if she should know all things in life, like she's God or something. And I'm like, at the end of the day, and I love that. Don't get me wrong. If you're watching this, sis, I think you feel where I'm coming from, and I'm just trying to speak on your behalf, but you can always speak for yourself better than anybody else can. But from my point of view, when I look at all the questions that I ask her, I'm over here like, I mean, she gives you answers, and that's beautiful of her. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, look for your own answer. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't got to sit here and be asking this young lady to answer every question for you. You know what I mean? Like, she told you her situation. She gave her testimony. I think she's gone above and beyond. People think she need to do more. But yeah, I'm just trying to have your back, sis, at the end of the day. If you're looking at this or whatever the case may be, look, I'm just trying to like have your back, that you ain't got to be the one to answer all these questions, even though you did. But anyway, and it's so many questions that she's answered over the years. We're just gonna take 10 and take a look at them right now before I gotta go and record the show. Okay, so let's get it going. All right, and anything that you guys want to know about Allie, let me see, which way was it? Y'all see this, alliesarmor.com. Okay, like people were like, so the most recent thing I've seen on her social media is that she's looking for platforms again to go and interview. So at the end of the day, hey man, if your platform bigger than GSL or whatever the case may be, or you whatever, reach out, go to alliesarmor.com and see if she'll come to you. You know what I'm saying? That's the most recent thing I've heard and seen. Unfortunately, they did kind of dismantle the Telegram group. So I guess there was some leaks coming out that she didn't want, or whatever the case may be. So, I'm kind of sad about that, honestly, because I'm over here like, man, that was an easy way to keep up and make sure she's cool, that she's good or whatever, or that she's alive, But I've tried to text, I've tried to reach out and whatever, and just check in and make sure they're good and stuff. My understanding is that they are. Y'all might have seen on their YouTube channel. Yes, she finally made a YouTube channel. Okay, I tried to put it in the community. Y'all can go and find that link in the community. To go straight to her YouTube channel, obviously show her love, X, Y, and Z. And the most recent video that they posted was for Pam Bondi calling her out to do something. And basically she put herself up and put up her information for Pam Bondi to use that when it comes to this whole Epstein thing. And didn't somebody recently pass away that was calling out Epstein and whatnot? That's another conversation. All right, let's get y'all ready. Y'all got y'all set for you. Let's get into one of these questions. All right, let's take a look. Okay. So there's no particular order. I'm just gonna go according to what I'm clicking here. Okay, so the first one I was able to download was this one. Let's take a look. Are you vegan? So they asked her, is she vegan? Y'all can see right here her answer, but I'm just going to go ahead and read, I guess I'll be like Tiz. Shout out to Tiz that allowed me to come on his platform. What was it, last week or whatever? I'm going to try to be more mindful, even though y'all know I ain't scared of saying no words or whatever. So I don't know if the channel's getting flagged because I use actual words, but that's a whole nother conversation. And anyway, this is what she said. So the question was, are you vegan? She said she answered this question back, November 27, 2020. She was saying clearly here, no, I have a serious issue with vegetables because I have been graped with them. So, and then at that point, she was saying that was the first time that she told somebody that. But yeah, so she's not vegan, for those that was wondering. I don't know what that has to do. Like, why would you ask a trafficking survivor that? Of all things we could ask. But hey, she answered, and this is her reason why she has issues with vegetables, which is sad, in my little humble opinion. You know what I mean? Nobody should have that experience that don't want that experience, because, people like what they like. But I don't know if y'all got any comments about that. Questions, comments, or concerns while I'm here. Let's move on to the next one, okay? So, because no, I don't see anything right now. Okay, so this is the next one. Ooh, we're coming in hot. We're coming in hot. So the question is, where are your birth parents? Now the only parent that I have seen her with is Miss Shelley, okay? But hey, she answered this question, and I'm not gonna say everything she said there, but it says, I don't know and I don't care, but I hope they rot in the furthest side of HE double hockey sticks, the same side they took me to. So obviously strong feelings, about her upbringing and things of that nature. Now we know what's out there, and what she has put out there about the parentals, that perhaps Tupac might be the father, we know that somebody came out and proclaimed to be the mother, you know what I'm saying, things like that. And I did let you guys know recently, I heard her say in Telegram that person is the person that's, I guess, the surrogate, birth parent, whatever you want to look at it that. So I don't know about details. I'm just sitting here. Y'all can look, is this conspiracy or not? Y'all can, hey, I don't know. These are the answers. Okay. Let's keep going. Someone's asking about Scientology. She says that Scientology is legal human trafficking, kidnapping, murder, torture, dungeons, occult. Scientology has the perfect set for legal trafficking. No authority has the right to enter their facilities and check on anyone's well-being, even if they know that people are being hurt inside. It is worse than a Freemason Masonic center. It is a lockdown. It is illegal. It is wrong. It is right in your faces. Conspiracy or not? I'm surprised nobody's commenting. Is it just me, or is it just this particular view? Y'all ain't got nothing to say about this, huh? Let me see. Can I see from y'all point of view? Can I see anything here? Y'all ain't got nothing to say. No comments. Oh my gosh. Wow. Y'all don't got nothing. Well, I've heard a little bit of things about Scientology. At least the name. I don't know anything else. I know that, what was her name? What was her name? Comedian, black lady, was in Girls Trip. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I forgot her name right now, but I know she came out talking about Scientology or something like that. We already know that, okay, like Jada and Will, they say something about Scientology. Look, hey, this is Allie's perspective on it. Conspiracy or not, y'all can decide. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can look into it or whatever the case may be, but that's the answer. All right, let's keep going. So, now this is a good one for GSL, but let's talk about it. It say, do you know any religion that is good? And this is what her response is, friends. Every single religion has a dark side and their share of twisted truth. However, do you notice no one is angry with Buddha, Allah, Mary, etc.? They are as they are with Jesus. Why is that? I say, why is that as well? You know what I mean? I feel like that, as well as a lot of things, kind of at least point me in the direction of believing Christianity. Obviously, thus the platform and things of that nature. But hey, again, conspiracy or not, do you need your tinfoil hat? I don't know. Y'all can go deeper about how you feel about her response. But I mean, I'm in agreement, honestly, that, I have noticed there's a certain energy given towards Christianity that's not given towards other religions, because other religions are quote unquote respected. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't see that, I don't know, but I see that. But anyway, let's keep going. Are traffickers looking for kids on Facebook and Instagram? She wrote a big yes, as you guys can see. She says, make sure your child doesn't have an OnlyFans page. Now that's crazy. Now here's an interesting thing. So me and my husband, when our son was born, we were thinking about making him a Facebook, so then he can just go back. He would already have the Facebook, and he would be able to go back and look at all his memories and stuff like that. Well, come to find out, I guess you can't have it at a certain age. You got to be a certain age to have the Facebook. It wouldn't allow us to put his actual birthday or whatever. And so that's interesting that's so what's the word here? Like, you can't do that over there, but you can make OnlyFans for kids. But that's crazy. I don't know. I'm not looking at the OnlyFans. I have no clue what's happening over there. But she says this is a way pimps are shopping right now. They sit outside of their schools using children recruits. They are on TikTok, Roblox, Zen, and more of the children apps, posing as other children or other kids. Now, y'all know in our community, we shared something recently over the past couple of months. Y'all might not be able to scroll back and see it, but it was a particular, what was his name? I don't like to misquote. So let me go and tell y'all exactly the guy's name, because I don't want to say somebody's name that it ain't. And this is allegedly, even though I saw a video and heard the voice of the individual, but hey, but basically the person, I'm gonna get their name in a minute, but they were I guess soliciting adult activities from a minor child, same sex minor child, matter of fact. And the young man just kept saying, no, and things of that nature. So that's just one thing that proves this not to be conspiracy. But hey, we can always speculate whether these things are happening or not. But I think I've heard quite a few reports at this point where people are on these platforms, on these apps, on these games, and they're talking to the kids. And trying to meet up with them and things of that nature. Even with y'all know we got NJ in like a virtual public school right now, and before we started the program or started him in it, we had to do this whole like online safety course and stuff like that with him, and everything like that. And so this is a real thing, and I would say parents need to be more diligent and pay attention, right, to what your kids is doing. Like even my kid out there right now, like he's right now, I got the reading there's this website that you can read books on, but I have to make sure, like, are you talking to somebody, what are you looking at, things of that nature. Shout out to Liza Mad Kitty. I got a little one comment came in, like, y'all is quiet today, but it's all good. She says, hey Miracle, thank you for doing this. You're welcome. I'm glad that it's helping. I was trying to find that name so I wouldn't call somebody out that was not correct. Oh, here it is. Yep. It was DJ Academics. DJ Academics that was trying to get some fellatio from, or talking to a young man about fellatio, 15-year-old boy. Yeah, so and looks like anal as well. On live stream. You on live stream doing something like that. It's crazy, right? But anyway, that's who it is, quote unquote, allegedly. This is like, oh, y'all can't see. It was on social medias. I'm not making this up. Okay, I'm not, all right. And I just screenshot and shared it with y'all. So I'm not the one that curated that. But that's what was said about that particular gentleman. Let's keep going. Thank you, Liza Mad Kitty. Appreciate you tuning in today. Hope this is, like I said, I hope this is going to help people and get some of these questions answered. Because like I said, we see so many questions on the back end here at GSL. And I keep telling y'all I'm not Allie. I keep reminding y'all about that. But regardless of that, but we do have access to things that I guess y'all can't see. So I'm trying to share it. So here we go. Here's the next one, y'all. Woo! Calling out another celebrity. Is Will Smith in it? Allie says yes. She says also look up what happened to his kids. Now, hey, look, I think there's all kinds of observations we can make about this particular family. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. Now, hey, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, them personally or anything like that. Now, here's the thing. From my observations about celebrities that Allie speak on, she either saw them somewhere or something along those lines, my understanding, right? So yeah. Now, is this Allie's channel? Is Allie tuning in? Hold on, let me make sure. Is this, I can't remember if this is the channel or not. If so, y'all go show Allie's Army Echoes of Love. I just gotta make sure that this channel real quick. I posted about it in our community. Look, we post so much in the community, y'all. If y'all ain't in the community, y'all missing stuff. Y'all missing a lot of stuff. That's what Daily Inspiration is now and all of that. Okay, no. That's not, okay, so no, that's not. Oh, Allie's channel is Allie's Army. But shout out to Allie's Army Echo. Appreciate you tuning in. Oh, okay, they just answered the question. Got you. Cool. Well, thank you for what you're doing. It says Allie's Army Unite. I just see Allie's Army right now on the channel. It just literally says only Allie's Army. Oh, well, yeah, at Allie's Army. This person's right. So just put the @ sign and then Allie's Army Unite if y'all want to find her YouTube. Cool. Let's keep going. Oh, listen, everybody got to do a little something. Look, have your own conspiracy parties, okay? You know, if y'all want to use the footage, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Look, have some people over your house, get a little food, little drinks. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all have conversations about this crazy stuff. Is it true? Is it not? You know, hey. Let's go. Have you ever had any children? Now, so I've heard her speak on this a couple of times. Obviously, we're gonna read her answer right there. You can read it while I'm talking. But I mean, obviously, this is something that affects her. I know she speaks often about wanting to have children and not being able to physically because of all the things that's happened. So, you know, we're going to approach this with obviously care and whatnot, because, you know, people asking questions and she's answering, but, you know, these are, like they say, when you're asking these survivor questions, it's like you're ripping open the wounds for the survivor. But hey, she answered it, so let's look. She says, I don't really want to talk about that right now, but I can't have children now because of everything, and it makes me feel so stupid. I don't know why she feels stupid, but you know, these are her words. This is how she felt about it when she answered. She says, I want to adopt, but still I just can't ever be a real woman to someone I love. So for that reason, I don't date, never will anymore. And I absolutely love kids because I wish I wasn't broken now. So that is very sad. You know, and unfortunately, again, with things happening throughout her childhood and all that, you know, obviously it had an effect on her physically. Now I know there's other ways, and we know that God can do whatever, you know, he want to do, or whatever the case may be. I'm living proof that, you know, my mother was told she would never be able to have kids, and I'm her firstborn, you know, so God can do whatever he want to do. But what I'm saying is that, you know, I feel for her that she wants to be a mom, right? And she's not able to because of all the issues. So, yep, breaking my heart too. So let's move on. Let's move on, y'all. All right. Here we go. Is there an age where people stop being trafficked? Is it different for boys and girls? Now I know she's answered this question a few times before as well. And she's actually brought up that I guess she technically didn't think or didn't know she would live past like 16 or 17 or something like that, based on all the stuff that was going on. But this is her response at that particular time, November 27, 2020. As y'all can see, it says, not so much stop, but you become too old, spoiled milk, I believe she's saying there, a breeder, mistress slash pimp, or the next candidate on the black market where they gut you and sell your organs and your body for smuggling. Is that conspiracy or not? Now I've seen some different people. I mean, you know, and here's the thing. I know I can't go too deep into things that I've been able to see because YouTube ain't gonna let me show y'all. But I've seen images of, you know, babies and, you know, in boxes, you know, and people and, you know, packed up like meat, like, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, these pictures came from somewhere, is what I'm saying. And at the end of the day, everything ain't movies, everything ain't entertainment. And some pictures, for me, it just goes beyond explanation, because I've seen, again, like even today, just scrolling in her Telegram, whatever case may be, I'm seeing these images of like little babies with like ropes around their necks and things of that nature. Like, for me, I don't understand. Even if, let's say it was a movie, what movie I need to see naked little baby with the rope crawling around and somebody dragging them like a doggy? What movie that need to be? Okay, so let's take entertainment off the table and say, okay, this could be actual, you know, photos of an actual situation that happened. So even if you want to say, you know, for me, there's nothing that tells me that should be happening. So why am I seeing this photo? Is my questions when I'm seeing things like that. You know what I mean? Like, either it could be entertainment of some sort, or it could be what it looked like. And as my husband said yesterday, if it looked like a duck and walk like a duck, it's a duck. But let's move on. Let's keep seeing what she had to say about it. She says trafficking is not just about sex. They use you till your body can't be used anymore, and after, bodies will look worse than ground beef when they are done with them. So, oh, somebody say it's not. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you said it's not real. I'm like, huh? I saw them photos with my own eyes. They said it is real. Exactly. So I'm glad y'all, so I'm not the only one that has seen these crazy things. I only got a couple more things to show y'all, or at least a couple more questions. So let's take a look. What were your living conditions when inside the tunnels? She said tied up in a room that smelled worse than a heated porta potty. Heated porta potty united if it was time to move for a job. Oh, excuse me, untied. I ain't got my contacts on my glasses, y'all, so my apologies, okay? Untied if it was time to move or for a job. No food, a lot of drugs, cages, sex machines, lots of screams, dead things, not just people everywhere, gagging and throwing up from the air, mouth gags and anal plugs and tails, science experiments, jobs gone wrong, blood, piss, feces, vomit, evil human beings, evil beings, unreal beings, demons, electric shock, beatings, working 9 hours without a break from sex, animal sex, and the unexplainable. Listen, now I know I was the first to do the alley challenge back in the day, right? And because she had put this whole thing out there like, hey, get under a table and imagine how it feels to be a kid locked up in the cage and it's tunnels, da da da. She said that, and I was like, that motivated me, right, to get off my hind parts and try to do something that would bring attention to what she was talking about. And so I did, right? But me being under my desk in my house doing that for 15 minutes ain't got nothing on what I just read right there. Like, can y'all even imagine that at all? Like, I mean, we probably can't get past the heated porta potty smell. You know what I'm saying? Like, let alone all the rest of the stuff. And then imagine if you're a kid and don't know anything, or imagine being born there and you don't know nothing about. Now, this is conspiracy, right? Conspiracy, maybe. I don't know. All I'm saying is based on what she's saying, right? Based on what the little things I've heard and seen, my understanding is that there's beings or babies or whatever being born. She just said breeders. It's right there. Okay. Or no, she said that in another one. So excuse me, she said that in the last one about becoming breeders and whatnot. So there are babies that are born there and they don't know nothing about the earth we live in. I don't know. Like that's crazy. But and when I know what she said, like what was it? The unexplainable. She gave the example one time about like those beings that was in Men in Black. Like once they went to the headquarters or whatever for the Men in Black or whatever, like those like beings and things like. Look, I ain't seen no crazy stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Outside of art, you know what I'm saying, or outside of like I guess art is the best way to say it because sometimes buildings have sculptures of crazy stuff, and you know what I mean, or they talk about this is a Greek, whatever. You know what I mean? Outside of seeing crazy stuff like that, I haven't seen none of this type of stuff in person. I don't know if I want to see it. I don't know how I feel if I did see it. So here she is, somebody that she saw it and witnessed it, and she was there. So look, I ain't saying she lied. All I'm saying is, hey, let's imagine it for a moment. Sounds crazy to me. You know what I mean? Sounds like a crazy experience that nobody would want. But hey, I don't know. Sometimes people got to see, right? I guess you got to smell the porta potty to realize that this crazy stuff is happening. And I mean, I've talked about this before though, about like the underground city situation. Like, no, I haven't seen like full-on cities the way she's explaining them, but I have seen underground systems. You know what I'm saying? So that lets me know that I have seen things being able to drive underground. So I'm not saying, with me seeing that with my own eyes, how can I sit here and say that she's lying? You know what I mean? Like, just about the regular stuff, like the transportation part, or anyway, y'all can ask yourselves those questions. Here's another one. This is the last one, y'all. How do the psychics stay in business? They never have customers. Her answer here says the shops are fronts and covers. Sometimes they have things under it like stores, ledgers, and other sick stuff. They stay in business because it is basically pick up and drop off, basically a pick up and drop off zone for communications and more. Spill recipe pickup, ledgers, storage, sick sugar honey iced tea. They stay in business because of who the clients are, not what they can offer. Again, that's not necessarily something that I've, participated in or gone. I mean, I've seen psychic shops around or whatever. But it makes me kind of, keep an eye out is all I'm saying. Like this, if it's out here, let's just keep an eye out. If you see the psychic shop is looking weird, you see somebody there and then they not there no more. Like, I don't know, like you might want to just keep an eye out. You never know. You might be able to help somebody, in one way or another. So those are the 10 for today, y'all. Look, like I said, not too much time to sit here and go through all the hundreds of questions and answers that she's given, but hopefully, this is gonna kickstart this new series, and if this gonna help y'all, we'll keep it going. And that's the plan. I see we've got some comments coming in. Let's see, children haven't been taught how to speak either. She says, I believe Allie with all of it, poor children. Yeah. Yes, we all need to keep our eyes open. Exactly. So, at the end of the day, that's what this conversation is about. Like, no, I don't know if it feels like a part of y'all, probably not. But it's just about like keeping this conversation going, seeing, what you guys can go deeper, right? You guys can look up, like I said, I know I described some things that, like I said, if we was on Telegram or if we was on Zoom or something like that, then I could pull it up on the screen. And I don't know if that's something we need to consider doing. So y'all can see what I'm seeing. So then that way y'all not just hearing me describe it. You can actually see. Look, so why are we able to see this photo of this baby tied up right now? Why is this a thing? Why is this a real thing we're looking? Everything ain't AI. You know what I'm saying? It's looking like old photo footage. You know what I'm saying? It's not looking like no. But anyway, y'all let us know what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? We're here to just do our part, however way we can. Liza Kitty says, I was told today that God has a new STD coming out for both people, the people hurting children and the LGBTQ stuff. Hey, look, is this a prophecy, y'all? Is this a warning? I don't know. The Lord didn't give me that today, but I didn't seek that today neither. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It says it's supposed to be worse than AIDS. Hey, the Lord will repay, right? Is what the Bible says about such things, and like let the Lord handle the vengeance and things of that nature. And so I know we talked about some certain celebrities today. We brought up some different things again about Alex's childhood, X, Y, and Z. Let's pray for all these people. As long as people are alive and well and breathing, right, everybody has a chance to get things right. So even these people that you're talking about, even those people that we talked about earlier, like at the end of the day, if they change their life and start trying to be more like Christ, or give their heart to Christ to allow him to make them more like him, then perhaps, some of this stuff will ease up a little bit. I think there's probably going to always be evil, unfortunately, as long as things are going the way they are. But we can do something, right, to just kind of stop it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like, so let's just keep people in prayer. My friend here is agreeing. So great. I'm glad that we on like-minded people can come together. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's keep people in prayer, and let's keep having these conversations, and let's just see, let's see what the Lord would do with this movement. I believe that Allie has gone above and beyond to get the message out. I know I saw somebody today had a comment. They were like, oh, if you're not going to do this or if you're not going to do that, then just don't do anything or whatever. It's like, hold on. Like at the end of the day, like she's done more than enough. Like she could just be trying to heal. She could just be trying to like live regular life. Like y'all, like at the end of the day, they've lost everything to get this message out. Like they don't have a home. Like from what I've seen over these past years. Now I don't know what they got going on. I know in Telegram, Miss Shelley did talk about how they're able to make it in regards to having a job and all these different type of things. But they're not in the home that they were in when I first started following them. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the pets that they had when we first started following them, at least when I did, And so all I'm saying is that, y'all expecting this young lady to answer all the questions and show you all the proof and do all the things when you can go out here and just do something in your community to make sure that your kid and the kids in your family and the kids in your community ain't going through this stuff. That's the point at the end of the day. So I'm glad y'all get it. Maybe I'm just preaching to the choir right here. But whoever can watch this replay or whatever the case may be, I hope that it helps you and helps to open your eyes to all the stuff that's going on. I got to get ready to go because I got to film something else. But y'all have a great day. Like I said, y'all can meet me here on the 30th every month if the Lord's will. That's the plan for now. And we can go over these things and have this conversation and get us out here. So y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm here. Go to our community if y'all want to hear up-to-date things that I'm saying. Because it's mostly me posting. Shout out to Elizabeth because she be posting them too. But for the most part, it be me. So I try to keep y'all updated with different things I'm seeing and hearing and things of that nature. So I'm gonna let y'all go for now. So y'all have a great day. That's a wrap on this first episode of Truth and Tinfoil. All right. So let me move this here real quick. Thank you so much again, friends. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, commenting. Yes, like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. We got a couple of giveaways happening. Y'all ain't anybody paying attention to them right now. Actually, one's gonna kick off tomorrow for our subscribers. So that's gonna be like a $50 gift card that we're giving away. All of the excuse me, y'all, hiccups. All the information is explained in the post. So one's gonna come out tomorrow for the one that kicks off tomorrow. But there's one that's already started for our members. So we have members here on YouTube, about 5 people right now. So shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate it. So for those people, we're gonna do $100 gift card. You know what I'm saying? For whatever you guys do for that particular one. So I'm just saying, we're just throwing it out there. If y'all, you know what I'm saying, May's gonna be a good month to do some giveaways and stuff. So I'm trying to put it out there and stuff to give back, to those that are giving to us, and then also just let y'all know that we appreciate y'all, right? And we see y'all, and we appreciate the growth and the support and things like that for GSL, for me, as well as for Allie. And that's it, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go, man. I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all have a great, great day, and I will talk to y'all next time. Look, I'm gonna put this up again for y'all here. Check this out. Oh goodness, that would have been good. All right, so I'm gonna get better about this, y'all. I'm gonna get better. Here we go. Bye.